Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Tuesday, August 18, 2026. Making the headlines tonight, NTUCB gives GOB 90-day timeline to meet doable demands. DOE identifies multiple agrochemicals of concern in fish kill investigation. Maya structures at El Pocito archaeological site in Orange Walk destroyed. And youth killed near Belize City Terminal. We'll take a first break and return with the news in detail.
As a sheetrock installer for decor construction, I know the job is only as good as the materials I use. Using inferior products can lead to more waste, weak core integrity, sagging, and more time fixing the problem instead of finishing the job right. And that's why I trust USG drywall, ply sem, and base screws from Venice because quality is savings.
Quality is savings at Benny's. Best for you and best for me. At Benny's, it's the quality. Benny's, quality and savings.
Get a smart start this new school year with deals you don't want to miss. Get a prepaid device starting at just $235. Choose from the TCL 503, Honor Play 10, Samsung A07, Samsung A17, and more. Every prepaid device purchase includes a free starter package with minutes, data, and SMS to get you started. Students and teachers, sign up for a Trio postpaid plan and enjoy 50% off for 3 months. Bundle your Trio plan with a postpaid data plan and get a free MiFi. Start the school year powered up with a postpaid power pack, including a device and your postpaid plan deposit, starting at $275. Plus, new students and teachers that sign up for their postpaid bundle get their first month free. Power up for back to school with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
Maria's was planned to open in 2020, and that's when COVID came. I thought the dream was dead. People would come to my house, they would purchase the coffees from there. That gave me the little confidence like, okay, I could do this. Atlantic Bank, of course, helped me take the next step. Once I had their support, it was smooth sailing from there. This business is my life. It's literally what provides my family with food and employment. I employ 3 family members, so it's really everything for us.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
If you're looking for the perfect home air conditioner, then listen up. First, choose the right tonnage. Correct sizing means perfect cooling and much lower electricity bills. Now, look for efficiency. GREE uses AI-driven performance to optimize cooling and fight high energy costs. Lastly, don't just cool your air, clean it. Demand health-focused air treatment and smart connected features. Get the global leader in smart home comfort. Contact us today to find your perfect GREE AC.
When EMS hit, our survival rate was like 1%, 2%, 5%. I think if we got 10%, we were lucky. And we kept, like I mentioned earlier, we kept trials, and then we started to improve. And now I must say that we are seeing much, much better. We are 50, 60, 70, 72% survivals with the ponds right now.
We are only using about 30% of the entire acreage that we have. We have plans to completely fill up all the ponds, so that automatically increases the production capacity for our farm in general, but all the farms in general also, because we do keep in touch as a growers association, and then we talk about what's their ramp up plan, and everybody is very hopeful of the industry growing back to its previous glory.
At one point there was 17 shrimp swamps, and over the period 11 closed down. But with Mr. Ravi interest, I can see that restoration coming every single day. Just around COVID, the production dropped to 1.02 million. And as we progress this year, we expect to reach at least 3 million pounds of shrimps in the country. And I hope that those that are investing in shrimps today will definitely see progress maybe 3 or 4 years from today.
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. The National Trade Union Congress of Belize, NTUCB, has made several demands of government, saying that they are not pie-in-the-sky changes and has given a timeline of 90 days in most cases for them to be accomplished. One immediate change they demanded at a press conference today is the resignation of BTL Chairman Markham Lizarraga and that of 3 other board members. They are Belize Business Bureau President Arturo Lizarraga, the only Social Security Board representative who voted in favor of the acquisition of SpeedNet on August 4, small shareholder representative Eric Yusi for not reportedly consulting the shareholders he represents, and government representative Moises Cal, whose integrity is being questioned due to his past. NTUCB President Ella Waite spoke of the resignation request and changes they are requesting for the BTL board.
We call for the immediate removal of Chairman Mark Lizarraga. Our position is based on a loss of confidence. We believe the chairman has not been sufficiently honest, transparent, and forthcoming with BTL workers and the Belizean public, and therefore has lost confidence of many employees at BTL, workers and Belizeans. When BTL lost business to Smart, he took a nonchalant attitude. He advocated to pay $90 million for cable companies and industry that has long since been dying, and his insistence that he wanted to go through with the purchase of Smart and SpeedNet. Other board members from BTL whose roles and accountability should be reviewed, and eventually we will ask for their removal: Moises Cal, Arturo Lizarraga, that's right, and Mr. Eric Yusi, who represents the small shareholders. And the timeline for that is immediate. Another demand: the People's Telecommunications Company must include the people in BTL. In BTL, it is said by the chairman, it has been finally admitted that the company is owned by the public, by Belizeans. Then we say workers and the Belizeans must have a meaningful voice in its governance. We therefore call for what has been established at many other organizations and boards, the tripartite structure at BTL. And the timeline is 90 days. It can be done. It's been done at Social Security Board, the University of Belize Board, many other boards in this country that allows for accountability, transparency, and once we have BCCI, the employers representative and the workers representative in PUCB, we know that we can then gain back that trust in these organizations.
The unions are also demanding that all government telecoms business go to BTL.
Our position is not an anti-smart position or anti-SpeedNet. Our position is protecting national assets and defense of BTL. And that is what we must spread out to our members and to the workers of this country, defending BTL. Of course, that's when Mr. Lizarraga leaves immediately, right? That's right. Public ownership first. Belize Telecommunications BTL belongs to the Belizean public, owned jointly by the government of Belize, the Social Security Board, and everyday Belizeans. Every dollar BTL earns feeds back into the public revenue, workers' pension, and national infrastructure. 100% channeling of government business. The NTUCB stance is non-negotiable. All government business, statutory boards, contracts, and public sector communication services must be funneled directly through BTL. taxpayers must not subsidize private corporate profits when a state-owned enterprise is fully equipped to serve public needs.
All right.
Lastly, mandatory procurement policy be formally called on Cabinet to institute an immediate policy requiring 100% of government telecommunications business to remain with BTL. Protecting operational revenue and keeping public money within public entities is vital. Members, no company should receive preferential treatment, because of political, family, or other connections. It must be because we, the people of Belize, say so. Let it be to BTL.
The NTUCB is also asking for changes to the composition of the Public Utilities Commission.
If the Prime Minister appoints the members of the BUC, there can be a perceived conflict between potential influence and regulatory independence, especially now, right? Commissioner may never have or never will personally receive anything of value, but the circumstances could create the appearance of regulatory capture, where a regulator is perceived as being influenced by the interests of the political actors connected to Smart and SpeedNet. That perception is particularly serious because the PUC is supposed to regulate telecommunications in the public interest and promote competition and consumer protection. The public could reasonably ask whether commissioners are completely free to make a decision that could adversely affect an entity in which the appointing Prime Minister family has a financial interest. So the NTUCB call on government to return public confidence in the PUC by having 4 of the 7 commissioners nominated through the recognized social partners in good standing. These include Labor, which is through the NTUCB, Business through BCCI, Belizean NGOs through BNN, and the churches through NEAB. And then 3 commissioners from the government of the day. As you can see, the structure, it allows for the citizens of Belize to have majority control over the PUC.
The NTUCB also made requests for legislative changes and will share highlights of those in subsequent stories. At its press conference on Monday, the Department of the Environment, DOE, reported that chemical testing linked to the recent Belize River fish kill has revealed multiple agrochemicals of concern at several points near the Santander operation and surrounding areas. Chief Environmental Officer Anthony Mai says the findings are preliminary and further analysis is underway to determine the source and concentration of each substance. He emphasized, however, that the DOE has not yet determined whether these chemicals contributed to the fish kill.
What we have found so far is just one trace of agrochemical or pesticides within the canal from Santander. But we do have a list of, for example, in the Santander field, there's about 8 chemicals of interest that we have found. At Santander Canal, there's 32, at the effluent pond, 15. And upstream Santander, there's 10 chemical of concern. So we still have to go through additional process to look at the possibility of where these substances came from. We still need to go through another process to determine the concentration of these items, of these chemicals within this area. So there's more work for us to do.
Mai also responded on whether hypoxia alone, that is, when dissolved oxygen levels in the water drops dangerously low, is to blame for the fish kill, given that species like crocodiles and turtles also turned up dead. Additionally, he addressed Santander's closed-loop system and shared some corrective measures Santander is already putting in place.
Again, when an aquatic ecosystem, when the dissolved oxygen levels go low, it creates what is called an anoxic environment. And so in an environment like that, you have bacteria that thrive well without oxygen. They proliferate and they grow, and they produce hydrogen sulfide, and hydrogen sulfide could be one of the causes of the death of the turtle and the crocodile. And then the other possible cause is mycotoxins. So certain bacteria produces mycotoxins that are very harmful to aquatic life, basically.
Okay, so last question. We know that in the press release as well, you all mentioned that Santander has a closed loop system. So the question is, when that overflows, where does it go to?
So the system is not 100% closed loop per se. The effluent pond discharges into the drainage system, and the drainage system is where water is obtained for irrigation. So in a normal circumstance, there's no, it's enclosed, but it's when the area floods, that's when the water goes into the canal and then discharges into the river. But we have already started conversation with Santander. So we have some broad things that we want to do, some broad corrective actions. And Santander are coming up with some very concrete actions that they could put in place to avoid this from happening again. So one of the things that they have presented to us is completely ensuring that the effluent water from the factory itself is completely it's a circular system they want to put in place so you won't have any discharge. But again, that doesn't resolve the issue of some of the farms in the future or an area of the farm still being flooded and organic matter still entering into the river, right? But at least that's one component that will assist with the amount and the concentration of organic matter going into the river.
Police in Belize City are investigating a fatal shooting that occurred on West Colette Canal near the Michael Finnegan Market and a bus terminal shortly after 5 p.m. on Monday. The victim has been identified as 27-year-old Tyrell Robinson. Despite emergency intervention, Robinson succumbed to his injuries shortly after. According to police, the initial investigations revealed that Robinson was at a meat shop inside the market when he was approached by a male who requested to purchase meat. While Robinson was serving the man, he pointed a firearm in Robinson's direction and fired shots, fatally injuring him. After the break, Corozal police investigate case of grave disinterment. Stay with us.
Every great job starts at Brothers Habet with the best supplies and the right support, including free delivery on site, so you can focus on the job. Brothers Habet, working with contractors since 1983.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today? I'm so stressed out. Okay, I'm saying help you right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay? Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
Belize is growing, and as our nation grows, so does the demand for electricity and new energy solutions. More homes, more businesses, more opportunities. BEL continues to strengthen the system that supports this growth, reinforcing infrastructure and solidifying capacity, preparing for what's ahead, ensuring reliable service for homes, for businesses, and for communities across Belize. Keeping the lights on every single day. Belize Electricity Limited, prepared for growth, prepared for Belize.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Hello Belize, if you're looking for the perfect home air conditioner, then listen up. First, choose the right tonnage. Correct sizing means perfect cooling and much lower electricity bills. Now, look for efficiency. GREE uses AI-driven performance to optimize cooling and fight high energy costs. Lastly, don't just cool your air. Clean it. Demand health-focused air treatment and smart connected features. Get the global leader in smart home comfort. Contact us today to find your perfect GREE AC.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I hear they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
With the launch of this website, the magistracy reaffirms its commitment to making justice more accessible, transparent, and something that looks very familiar to everyone who comes before the court.
For a person facing criminal proceedings, the website provides information on how the criminal process works, how to apply for bail, and how to appeal a decision. For someone who needs to access the family court, information about the services provided, together with the relevant forms and guidance, can now be found in one accessible location. Similarly, information on how civil claims are brought in the magistrate court is available on the website. These may seem like simple things, but they are not insignificant. For the ordinary citizen, knowing where to go, what form to complete, what procedure to follow, and what to expect can make the difference between feeling completely lost in the justice system and feeling empowered to navigate it. This website places important information and documents within reach of every citizen with access to the internet.
And our goal is really to build public confidence. The launch is supposed to, stimulate that so that the public can go online, click the link, play around with the website, get familiar with it. Also, we would definitely want the Bar Association and other key stakeholders, the lawyers, to promote the use of this website, and also the court staff.
We are often the face of justice that the ordinary Belizean is more likely to meet. That is not a burden we resent. It is a responsibility that we embrace. If we are, for so many, the only door into the justice system, then we owe it to them to make that door easier to open.
Labor Senator Glenfield Dennison today presented on the legislative demands of the National Trade Union Congress of Belize, focusing on 3 pieces of legislation and of them already passed.
I want to talk about the Civil Assets Recovery and Unexplained Wealth Act. That's one law, Like we got actual law, but guess where they go on? The minister responsible for finance, that law has already been assented to by the Governor General and has already been gazetted on the 28th of July 2023, We have a law, but guess what happened? The minister responsible for finance not exercise the power under Section 99 of the law will say this act shall come into force on a day appointed by the minister by order published in the Gazette. I wonder why we don't want to bring the Civil Assets Recovery and Unexplained Wealth into being. Because you see what happened throughout this country, is public money is being funneled into private hands. People are exercising discretion using public funds for building war chests, for building generational wealth. And this piece of law is a part and parcel of all that is UNCAP, all that is to ensure that corruption is minimized, so that when you have one house, whether tree storage by one seaside, and you can't explain how you get it, that are for the people of Belize, you know, because that true for we money you get it. So I know my president said 90 days for the piece of thing, you know. But this could pass this weekend. It's a one order publishing of the Gazette. We could start take back house and land and stuff for people and assets when they have, when they can't explain how they got it. I want this now.
Dennison also decried that campaign finance legislation has not been passed and also emphasized the need to have solid whistleblower legislation. In one final story from today's NTUCB press conference, we hear from Belize National Teachers Union President Nadia Martin-Kaliz, who made several announcements about demands they intend to make in negotiations with the government. Chief among them is ensuring that legislation set to be taken to the House reportedly this Friday does right by teachers, but also that they want teachers to have August free rather than taken up in professional development courses. Additionally, Martin-Kaliz said this is the last time teachers are going into their pockets to pay for back-to-school classroom preparation.
Everywhere you turn around, there's a charge attached. So by the time you look at your disposable income, it is far less. So my teachers, I want to say this to you out there today. We understand, or as your leader, I understand, the council understands the fact that we have to and we will go after our resource allowance. This, and if you don't know what is the resource allowance, in St. Lucia, in Grenada, I was so proud of my brother from Grenada when he shared at the last Caribbean Union of Teachers executive meeting how the government has decided that every August they are going to give their teachers a particular grant to assist them with the acquisition of school resources. These two, and in Belize we have been asking for this over and over again. Over and over and over again we have been asking for the same thing. This is the last September, and I'm saying this, the last September 2026 will be the last time our educators will be going into their pockets to provide these resources. August, back in the day, we enjoyed our July and August. Today, it's July, or part of July, and August we're on call, workshops, and all of these things.
The National Institute of Culture and History, NICH, through its Institute of Archaeology, IA, is appealing to the public for assistance in identifying those responsible for the recent destruction of Complex D and its associated structures at the El Pocito Maya site near Guinea Grass Orange Walk. There are thousands of Maya sites in Belize, different only from archaeological reserves because they have not been excavated and open to the public. The destruction was uncovered on Monday during routine inspections conducted by the IA's Enforcement and Compliance Unit. Monitoring in the area had recently intensified due to neighboring land clearing activities that had already threatened outlying monuments. The incident follows an international research project conducted this summer in partnership with the College of East Texas, led by Dr. Keith Epic, to update the site's 1976 map and safeguard its history. Highlighting the gravity of the incident and the shared responsibility of safeguarding national history, the Institute issued a stern reminder regarding the cultural loss and legal consequences. It stated, quote, "These sites form an integral part of our national cultural heritage, and it is only through joint effort built on national pride that we can ensure their protection," end quote. The willful damage or destruction of an ancient monument carries a fine not exceeding $75,000, imprisonment for up to 5 years, or both. We spoke with senior archaeologist Josue Ramos.
One of the bigger structure was destroyed, and there were other small structures adjacent to Group B of the El Posito that were partially destroyed in the land clearing. At a distance, we see other land clearing. This is a classic Maya site. One of the primary goal of the current or the new researcher is to understand what were the commerce activity of this site in relation to its northern landscape on how far it extended. We won't be able to know that until actual excavations are done to determine that. So we are hopeful that we still can proceed with that. And I know this is a wrench in the research project. In this particular case, we don't see any activity or intent to use the area as mining. For instance, if you guys recall the Nohmol situation, that was particularly for mining activities. At the time, the Institute of Archaeology pressed and followed charges with the individuals up to the maximum that we could at the time based on the legislation. That was $5,000, and for 5 charges, so that was $25,000. If that was to happen now, then you're looking at 75,000 times the number of charges, and that will give you a bigger amount. For this, we assume it was for agricultural or maybe wanting to find an area for putting house. I don't know what would be the rationale to flatten one of these bigger structure. We know that there are a lot of small farming happening around. The site in itself is well known. If you drive to Guinea-Grass, you will see at the welcome, the image, they are depicting a version of El Posito on their welcome sign. So everyone knows that that area, it's a site. And even if you weren't aware, when you bring a mechanized machine or you walk over the terrain, you will see the odd features, you will see the cultural fragments scattered on the surface.
Do you already know or can estimate how many charges would those responsible face if found?
Not as yet, but for sure at least one that will be based on the information received on investigation. Then we'll be able to determine how many and what extent of charges will be levied against the person. But at the very least, one charge will be the $75,000, for willful destruction of ancient monuments.
NICH urges anyone with information regarding the damage at El Posito, whose name translates literally from Spanish to the little well, to contact the nearest police station or email archaeologist1@nichbelize.org or send a WhatsApp message to 601-7292 or 672-4190. Police in Corozal are investigating a disturbing incident of disinterment after the tomb of a 12-year-old child was broken into and his skull stolen over the weekend. The compromised grave belonged to Kurt Arturo Dominguez, who was laid to rest in 2018. Upon inspecting the site, officers discovered that the tomb had been smashed open, leaving the child's skeletal remains and burial clothing scattered across the ground. According to ASP Stacy Smith, the cemetery caretaker, last verified that the tomb was intact on August 10. After the break, Destiny Wagner clarifies Miss Universe Belize pageant errors. And through sister city relationship with Miramar, Stella Maris students receive uniform donation. Stay tuned.
Connection isn't something you switch on. It's something you build together.
Connected through culture.
Culture isn't preserved in silence. It's kept alive through participation.
Connected through education.
Education doesn't always look like a classroom. Sometimes it looks like someone taking the time to teach and someone else choosing to learn.
Connected through sports.
Before the wins, before the applause, there's belonging. Here, young people learn more than how to play. They learn how to stand together.
Connected through community.
Community isn't a campaign, it's showing up. Not once, but every time it matters.
Connected through you.
Behind every connection is a person who cares. People who listen. People who stay. We don't just connect services, we connect you to your world.
Connected through every chapter.
Smart, bringing people together.
It was rainy, muddy, playing in a whole heap of mud.
We actually started working out of an apartment with about 6 of us. It was only 9 of us.
About 15 of us, not sure where we were heading.
I came from Cancun, Mexico for an interview and I didn't go back.
First time working a big girl job. And if you didn't know, you had to figure it out. I didn't know anything about plumbing, so I had to study YouTube.
We won the bid.
I definitely have to ask your boss to give you a raise. I plan on retiring here. 8:39 in the night, I'm still picking up the phone and each layer matters, guys.
I want to see or hear people say that Design Depot is a family.
Design Depot to me is like a family.
And we all combined to make this one beautiful Sunday dinner. I don't know who might be the salad, but
1, 2, 3.
Never stop.
Maria's was planned to open in 2020, and that's when COVID came. I thought the dream was dead. People would come to my house, they would purchase the coffees from there. That gave me the little confidence, like, okay, I could do this. Atlantic Bank, of course, helped me take the next step. Once I had their support, it was smooth sailing from there. This business is my life. It's literally what provides my family with food and employment. I employ 3 family members, so it's really everything for us.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
I'm a licensed electrician for 15 years. Safety is always an electrician #1 priority. I shop at Benny's. Benny's give me high quality, durable material. Cheaper doesn't mean safety. Cheaper means danger. When I think about safety, I think about Benny's. Remember, at Benny's, quality is saving.
Savings at Benny's. Best for you and best for me. At Benny's, it's the quality. Benny's, quality and savings. See you at the store.
Miss Universe Belize National Director Destiny Wagner issued a public statement taking full responsibility for technical and production errors during Saturday's pageant in San Pedro, while firmly denying any score manipulation. Wagner explained that calling a top 6 instead of a top 5, confirming that eventual winner Callie Rose West legitimately earned her spot. Wagner said she chose to keep 6 delegates on stage rather than publicly embarrass a contestant over an organizational mistake. She also addressed issues with repeated questions during the Q&A segment, noting that affected delegates chose to proceed with their original responses when offered alternatives, and she respected their decision. Dismissing claims of foul play raised by a judge, Wagner attributed the onstage glitches to a compressed 7-week timeline following her June 26 appointment, alongside cross-border coordination with the pageant's El Salvador-based parent company. She said, quote, "There was no sabotage, manipulation, predetermined result, or alteration of scores. I will not allow an honest production mistake to be portrayed as intentional manipulation. To Cali, congratulations once again. You deserve to enjoy your reign without the public questioning the legitimacy of your win," end quote. Wagner concluded by thanking the other delegates, thanking the people of San Pedro, and calling on Belizeans to unite behind West as she prepares for the 75th Miss Universe pageant in Puerto Rico this November. Earlier today, the Miss Universe Belize organization itself issued a statement on the matter. The organization corroborated what Wagner had said, adding that the organization had opted to hire Belizeans to form the production team. It also apologized for the use of the Tikal image, which it said was a local oversight and not a decision made in El Salvador. Moving forward, the organization said it will make the pageant's broadcast free across all platforms. They also pledged to choose better venues with intention of taking the pageant at different locations countrywide. Like this recent edition, the delegates would not need to pay an application fee, and all attire used in the pageant, including evening gown and swimwear, among others, will be provided free of cost. The 147 students enrolled at Stella Maris School are each receiving 2 sets of uniforms, thanks to the diaspora organization Bridge 501. The partnership was made possible through Belize City's new sister city relationship with Miramar, Florida. Councillor Kaya Katu spoke more about the initiative. Doreth Pascasio Griffith, principal of Stella Maris, said she's excited about the donation, which will be a big help for parents. Jesslyn Bennett, a parent of a Stella Maris student, said the kind act moved her to tears. In other news, police have charged 33-year-old Alexander Gomez with drug trafficking following an incident in San Ignacio, Cayo on Saturday. According to ASP Stacy Smith, police searched Gomez and found suspected crack cocaine on his person. And following a search in the Faubers Road area of Belize City, police arrested and charged 36-year-old Alexander Underwood for possessing suspected cocaine. ASP Stacy Smith on Monday provided additional details. And with that, we've come to the end of our newscast. The repeat can be viewed on this station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of the news. And remember, you can always catch up with the day's top stories on our YouTube channel and Facebook page under XTV Belize. And you can watch the evening news live on our XTV BH&I app. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.